Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Podcast. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back and listening, whether that's watching us on YouTube or Spotify. And today for episode 17, we have got Sian Smith. Sian is coming on today and we're going to be talking about mental health within young teens, counselling within schools, the absence of fathers from a parent perspective and also in a child's perspective, and also the education versus mental health and what do schools think is more important, I would say. But it's going to be a good episode. We have already recorded this, so we hope that you really do enjoy it. One more thing is, it's still sitting around 70% of people that are not subscribed to the channel. People are watching but not subscribing to us, so it's actually a bit harder for us to be pushed out there to then get more views, more subscribers, better content. So if you're already not subscribed and you already know that you're not subscribed, please make sure they hit that button and it will help us out a big time. Thank you very much and hope you enjoy the podcast. Smith, eh? Smith. That's such a common name. Such a common name. So basic. Yeah.
I'm not basic.
I'm Sian Smith. Right. Introduce you. Oh my god, my head's fucking gone here. Sorry.
Because you're out of tune.
It is. It's not right.
Sync.
Yeah, it's not right because none of this is Sian and yourself. Hi, I'm Sian. I haven't got a basic name and all that.
Sian, not basic, Smith.
Yeah, if you're watching, you're from Everton or Breck Road, get ready, come to you can.
Sort your tendencies out.
Sort your tendencies.
Sort your gardens out, so I have to stop them coming around.
Do you know what? I'm just going to jump into it straight in. Deep end. Let's get cracking.
Let's go.
How are we?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really, really good. I'm not going to lie.
That's good.
Yeah, even though after all that, my head just went. You said I was sick. Oh my God. Yeah, but obviously you're here today because out of all people, my dad's actually linked us up.
Yes.
I know, yeah. Which
set us up.
I know.
Mm.
My girlfriend might be jealous now. I'm messing.
Not in that way.
Messing. Yeah. But obviously we're coming on today, and like I said to you before we even started, I'm looking forward to these conversations, you know.
Deep diving them.
Yeah, deep diving. Everything that you're talking about, it's like, that's a bit of me, that.
Oh, okay.
That's a bit of me.
Good.
Yeah, especially the mental health in young teens, in the counselling, school and education versus mental health.
Yeah.
You won't be able to shut me up.
Oh, good. Okay, that's fine.
So let's crack on.
Let's go.
Anyway, so firstly, why are you on today? Let's just go down that and then we'll get the ball rolling there.
Okay. Probably kind of just to like put out there of what kids nowadays can go through, like kind of behind closed doors that people don't really know about, because I think like especially round here I feel like everyone loves a good put on a show, don't they? Like you've got the best of the best, or you need the best of the best, without really understanding that actually people have like complex lives behind closed doors and you don't really know what another person's going through. And I can be like quite guilty of that. Like I can put on a brave face or a poker face. I might have just had the worst morning, but I'll bounce into work and be happy as Larry. And no one will know that I've just had the most horrendous morning trying to get from A to B. So I think it's important that people can understand that behind all of that.
Do you think that's our responsibility then as adults to then push that down on towards our kids? Because if you can walk into work as an adult, being aware of that, and bounce into work with a mask on, how do we expect the younger generation?
100%, yeah.
To
I don't think it's our responsibility. I think I try and, even though like I'm guilty of it and I'm contradicting myself a little bit, I try and like put on to my child that it's okay to go through these things and it's okay to show your emotions and it's okay for people to know that you're having a bad day and it's okay to communicate that as well. Whereas, and I kind of feel like if someone said you're okay today, I'd be like, you know what, no. But I feel like if it was just kind of like a broad day and we were just like, let's get on with things, no one would really know like what's happened that morning. I would be open and honest about it, but I wouldn't probably just run into work and go, yeah, this has happened this morning. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone fucking look at me right now. I need it. Yeah. That just comes down to the severity of it then, doesn't it? Like, the severity and also maybe if you feel a little bit embarrassed or something. Because there's days like I'll go through it and work and people will be like, oh, you okay? But I'm fine. And like people know because I'm like this big, loud, happy person. Kids are coming into the school and greeting them, patting them on the back, pushing them, fucking hell, I might get sacked for saying all this. Grabbing them, oh, go on, lad, go on, get in. And then there's days to come in and be like, oh, going on, you all right? And then staff will be like, you okay? Be like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm all good, just, you know.
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel like it's the classic line of everyone, isn't it? Yeah, I'm fine.
It is. It's the best way to be able to knock down a conversation, I think.
like a combo stopper, really.
It literally is, though.
Yeah.
You good? Yeah, I'm fine. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't really know
yeah,
where to go
sound.
about this, yeah. But I want to start off, because I'm actually a little bit excited to talk about this, is the mental health in young teens.
Okay.
I want to start there.
Let's go.
Let's crack on. So, from your perspective, what's it like for mental health in young teens at the minute?
I can obviously, like, it's only really like my story that I've got like experience on, but it's difficult. Like, it's hard work. I think social media and everything that goes into that, even though I allow it, I feel like that exasperates everything. It's like, again, it's the false narrative of like a perfect life. And I think it's just dead. It's so difficult. I think you've got to put a mask on. Like, I think as a teenager, I don't think, like, it's embarrassing, isn't it, to say you're going through something. Like, everything's embarrassing. I'm embarrassing. Doing that's embarrassing, or I can't wear that because that's embarrassing. I think, like, if you were open as a teenager to go, yeah, I'm going through this, I feel like you're going to be laughed at. Do you know what I mean? So I think, like, it's so difficult to be able to, and I think a lot gets ignored as well. I think you just go, it's just this, or it's just that, it's just being moody, or it's just tiredness, or without really understanding it, like, behind the level of what it is. Do you know what I mean? So I think, like I say, I can only really draw from my experience and, like, what, like, is happening in my household, and I think it's every day is different.
Yeah.
Some days a boss, some days there's absolutely zero issues, and then the next day can just be a complete 180 and it's the worst day ever, and it goes on the whole entire day right up until the night time, and then it's the next day again before you know it.
Do you ever see any of the signs coming up? Because I only asked that question because I work in a school. It's an autistic school.
Yeah.
But the kids I work with are all around 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
I work with like 12 and 11, 12 and 13. So as you get to know them more, and obviously you'll know yours a lot more than what I'll know.
Yeah.
The kids, you see signs. You can like, we can go a couple of days before a kid may have like a big meltdown and go into crisis and have a kick off. We can go, he's going to go in a few days.
Yeah.
And we can be right because we can predict that.
Yeah.
Is yours just constantly
No, I don't think I
changing?
can predict it. I think it's like I say, I think one day can be a breeze and it'll be fun, laughter, greatness, and then the next morning it will be, I can't do this or I can't do that, and then that probably kicks it off. I feel like as soon in the morning, wake up time, I can tell from then what type of day it's going to be, what type of morning it's going to be, what the journey from A to B is going to be. I feel like that's how I can tell. I'll know from that, because I might have had it might have been a great day yesterday and gone to bed fine and been in a great mood, and then the next morning it's just a 180. So I don't think I can predict it kind of days before. It's literally kind of just before it's happening.
How do you cope with it then? Because if it's a every other day kind of thing, that's
Slip on my nerves.
It's on my nerves. Shut up. Yeah. But how do you actually like cope with that? Because if it's going on every other day or every 2 days or something, there must be a point where you're just like, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Most days.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I'm learning as I go of like what to not say and what to say, or how to react and how to not react. And sometimes I can absolutely overreact. I will hold hand on my heart say that, but because the frustration will get to you because you don't understand it to a certain point, because then the night before has been perfect and there's been no issue, and then the next morning it's like chaos, and then you're frustrated because you're like, well, last night it was all fine, this, that, the other, and then the morning will be like the end of the world. Like, that's what it's like. So like, I mean, I've got examples if you want to like hear examples.
Go
so like
for it.
She can be getting ready for school the night before, and like she loves her hair and her makeup and everything else that goes with like a teenage girl does, and she'll be doing all of that and prepping for the next day for school, and then she'll go to bed normal, wake up, and then she will cry at a dressing table for 2 hours before it's school time, and I just can't stop the crying, like, and she can't tell me why she's crying, and then you'll go, are you tired? And then you go, no, because she had actually had a good decent sleep and she's gone to bed properly, and I'm quite strict with phones and stuff like that, so like she won't have a phone for bedtime because otherwise she'll just glare on it all night. So then that kind of chopped and changed, and then she will just sit at a dressing table trying to get ready for school and will just sob the whole entire time, and then we'll never get to school on time, and then we'll disclose things out during that time that make it even harder to get to school. Some days don't get to school till about 10, half 10.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the time's like 9 o'clock.
8:30.
8:30?
Yeah.
What time does she finish?
2:45.
So she's missing a good chunk of the day. Well, she's missing 1/4 of the day. How often does that occur for yourself?
Probably twice a week.
When as a parent, how does that make you feel?
It guts me. It's so sad to see because I feel like I'm trying to do everything in my power to make sure that she has a happy life, and it's understanding as a parent that it's not really that I can do. It's kind of the process, and you just got to kind of walk your way through it or stumble your way through it, not necessarily walk. But I think, I don't know, it is quite heartbreaking.
Comparing yourself to 13-year-old little you and 13-year-old actual little you.
Yeah.
Did you see any similarities when you were that age?
No, I don't think I've had the same complexities that she's had to deal with either. I had quite a standard mum-dad household, and she doesn't have that, and that's what she's dealing with, and that's why she has these meltdowns because of what's going on in the background and in her mind and the constant thoughts. Like, that's what she'll say. She says school's her most difficult place to go. Like I said before, it's home, is safe haven. She's a great kid. She's got loads of personality. She's dead funny. She's a classic like teenager in a lot of ways in terms of mood swings and like the positive side of things. But she says she's got so many thoughts in her brain that she can't focus in school. She can't give school the time and attention that it needs and that she should be given. So she can't, and that's what she'll openly say. She will say, I can't sit and put pen to paper. So when I've had time in school, probably going into like a different thing, but when I've had meetings in school, you can see it. You can see it in her work because there is none. There is no work. Day after day, lesson after lesson, the 5 hours that she's supposed to be in school, 5 and a bit, there is no work being done. And she said it's so difficult to compartmentalise is basically what she's saying. She can't like put them thoughts and leave them there and go and focus on school and focus on her education because they just blur through every single time. So you can see it. It's school is her downfall.
Yeah, and we'll definitely touch up with the educational part of it. It is just by the sounds of it. It is all just her going through the motions.
Yeah.
Of like, obviously we were talking about the age that she is, and like if it was a girl or a boy, they go through the changes and all, then they will become more hormonal, the emotions will be more over the place. But like you said, you're a single mother raising a little girl, and she hasn't had that traditional mum and dad.
Yeah.
And what came to my mind as a question is, how can I word it? What does a little girl miss out on from a father? Because normally you hear of what a lad needs a dad, but you never hear of a little girl needs a dad.
Yeah.
It's always like, oh, she's got a mum.
Yeah.
What is it they think that she's missing out there that's causing like such a disturbance to her, basically?
Yeah. I think it's obviously just the sentiment of having a dad.
Yeah.
I think for her, like I say, from my own experience and from her experience, I think she was dead close with him and she just wanted him around all the time. He could do no wrong. He could literally do no wrong. She didn't want anything from him. She didn't need anything from him except his time. And then that's where it kind of like changed, where he wasn't giving time anymore. So I think, and she held him on a pedestal a little bit as well. Like he was like the knight in shining armour, if you want to say. Like he could literally do no wrong and I would get the back brunt of anything else, and that's fine. Like you'll take that all day. I think for her, I think it is that. I think she just missed that connection. And what bothers me, and actually really, if I'm being really honest, what keeps me up at night is that I don't feel like I've ever given her a positive male role model. And then it makes me worried about what like complexities that will cause her for the future. And you're trying to right someone else's wrongs. Do you know what I mean? I think like, and that's difficult. You're taking on a responsibility that wasn't yours to begin with, but you've made it yours. So I am mum and dad, but I'll never fill that hole that she's got. No matter how much I'm there, what I do, what I provide, how fun I am, how much I discipline her, it'll never take away that pain. It'll never give her that satisfaction of having him in her life.
Yeah, it really gets to me that the way you're saying that, and we had who is my best mate, so it hits home a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was a couple episodes ago, Tom. He grew up without his mum.
Yeah.
And you could see like the differences in him growing up.
Yeah.
And like obviously that's a little boy to his mum, and now it's a little girl to her dad.
Yeah.
And it's still basically the same.
The same.
Yeah, like, was you there for Tom's episode? Did you watch it? Like, do you see the similarities and all, like what we already covered so far? It's like how important both roles are.
Definitely. I feel like having both parents in your life, because myself, I grew up without my dad.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see.
Yeah.
When I was younger, mine was a lot of like anger, like I was confused. You know what I mean? And obviously, as you grow older, you start to like maybe understand certain things and perspective. But I mean, like it must be challenging watching your daughter obviously go through these episodes and like every day not knowing how she's gonna be feeling.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like how difficult that must obviously be for you. But yeah, you can definitely see the difference in people who've grown up with both parents or just the one. But yeah, I mean, like it's challenging, really, isn't it?
I think you do as a parent. I think you underestimate the importance that you have in your kid's life, like on the foundations that you lay. And like I always say to her and to other people when I talk, I'm bringing her up to be a future grown up. So like I need to make sure that she's an established person like on this earth, and she's got morals and she's got responsibilities and she's got boundaries and knows right from wrong. Like that's my job, to bring her up to be a decent human being. And I always say that I'm like molding you into a future grown up. So I think it's important that she has those qualities and doesn't give it so much power, which is what we're battling with at the minute, of how much power she's given the situation that she's going through and what she is actually going through on a daily basis, and kind of evolving from that and being and understanding her strengths and not focusing on the weaknesses of it. Do you know what I mean? I think like I say, as a parent, only from like other people that have like family members and like previous relationships and stuff, and you can see the impact a parent has on a grown up.
And
like,
she'll never forget that. Growing up, she'll go, oh my God, I have got these morals. I have got this confidence. My mum was a single, but she brought me up, and you know what? You can look back and go, you know what? I'm grateful for the work that my mum done. And honestly, hats off to you, because at the end of the day, she'll only be grateful to you for it.
I hope so.
It's an investment of your time that's going to bring up.
Absolutely.
I think she will, like what you just said there, Joe, she will at one point completely realise everything that you have done for it. It's just at the moment, it is now, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Everything's shit.
Yeah.
I hate life. It's going to be, I hate school.
She's quite like emotionally intelligent, in all fairness. I do say that, like that's definitely like one of her attributes. She's emotionally switched on, even though she's going through something emotionally that's quite negative at the moment. She's also emotionally switched on. She understands her feelings. She understands. She's all of a sudden the past year or so very protective of me, very protective. Really? Like she doesn't let anyone say bad words about me, and it kind of touches on a little bit of other things. But I have quite a difficult relationship with my dad now as a grown up. I haven't always in the last few years or so, and she is at a point now where she understands that. We've all shielded her from it a little bit, and she'll still go and see him and spend time with them and stuff, even though we don't, and that's okay because that's what she's wanted to do for years. But now it's changing, and you can see it. She's like, yeah, but why doesn't that happen, or why is that way? And well, if he doesn't want to see you, then I'm not seeing him. Like it's kind of that but it's also quite negative. And I go, no, but it's nothing to do with you. Like if you want to go and see them and spend time with them and X, Y, and Z, then go for it. Like it's nothing to do with her. But she's definitely emotional, and I think she already does understand. Like she'll say it, she'll openly say like, I know that you do absolutely everything for me, and I know you're doing your best, and I know it's this, and she understands it already. And I think I also sometimes fear that she's a little bit old for the time because of what's going on as well.
I
like
was just about to say, it sounds like she's very mature.
She is mature for her age, No, she is, but I think her life has kind of like made it that way a little bit, do you know what I mean? I think certain situations have made her be a bit more mature than she probably needs to be. But I do think she's got a bit of noggin, like, even though she makes me lose my mind, she's all there.
She's got her head screwed on.
Well, I don't know about that, like, but
Is she one of them? Because by the sounds of it, she is, but is she one of them you can sit down and have a proper conversation with?
100%, if she's in the mood.
If she's in the mood.
And if she wants to talk about what I want to talk, like what I'm kind of approaching, if you know what I mean. If she is finding the conversation difficult, she will shut down and she will not speak to me.
Yeah.
She says to me now, what she said the other day, which I thought was quite interesting. She said she prefer, like I said, she's got a counsellor now. Well, she's got two. She's got a school one that she sees weekly, and then she's got a private one that she sees weekly. So she says she finds it easier to talk to them than she does to talk to me, which I think is like an age-old thing anyway. There's no bias there, is there? I think there's no perception. You don't know our home life, and you don't know us on a personal level. You go in for the room for an hour and talk to someone and vent, don't you? And then you leave and you pay them at the end. Yeah. So I think, which is fine, and that's that's what she gets from it, then that's good. She says she feels if she talks to me on the level that she talks to them, then things will change. That's what she says.
Really?
But won't elaborate on it. Yeah. She said, in my mind, it will change.
How many sessions is she into it?
School, I think she gets 12 and she's on number 9.
Number 9?
Yeah.
So probably by the end of the 12, she might be ready for that, because then she hasn't got any more left.
Yeah.
Because I started to open up a bit more to my mum and dad after I'd done my therapy.
Oh, okay.
Even though they'd done it. But yeah, it was one that I didn't feel like I could open up too much to them. Yeah. And once you go to a therapist, it is just like, I am talking to a stranger, you don't know anything about me, you can't judge me, because I'm just coming to you with problems, you've got to paint a picture. Yeah. So I think when she does come to you, I think that would be like the right time.
No, and I said I get that, I understand that, because I remember when I found out I was pregnant with her, because I was only 19, I was in college, set up to go to uni, everything was kind of in place for me to go and like do like the norm of life, if you want, and then I fell pregnant with her, and I didn't tell my mum or my dad. I told a college tutor first, and they were the first, like, it was easier for me to go to them and talk to them and say, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do. And then, so I kind of get that side thing. When people say that, I get it because I've experienced it myself. I didn't go and tell my mum and dad straight. I mean, my mum guessed it anyway, in all fairness. She didn't even have to tell her. But I think I get that it's easier to talk to someone who doesn't have any bias sometimes.
Yeah, because like I said, like me working in the school, you get kids come forward about like stuff that is like full on safeguarding. Yeah. But it's like, you haven't spoke to anyone about this, but because the relationship that they've built. Yeah. So just a quick touch up on that. Well, how come you went to that tutor?
She was kind of like my main tutor, and I think I got along with her, and I think her name was Bev. I remember, like, it was many moons ago. Yeah, I thought I'm gonna tell Bev and see what she said, and I think what I was looking for, and I don't like to say because she's here, I think I was looking for someone to like make a decision for me, if you know what I mean, like tell me what to do. Because I was 19 and I was naive and I fell pregnant and I shouldn't have, after knowing someone for 2 months. Yeah, so I know. Terrible, absolutely
terrible. Yeah. But now that we're on the stage of you being 19 and then going and becoming a young mother, what was that journey like? Because I remember there was a girl in my school, I won't name her, but she got pregnant at 14 or 15. Wow. And like I thought that was like, oh my god, this world's gonna fall apart. Yeah. And then I realised young mothers was actually a normal thing.
Yeah, I think, like I say, because I was set up to go and do, like I say, the norm of life. You know, like my dad was very education based. I had to go to college and I had to go to uni and I had to go and I had to get a career. He's been like it with all of us, which isn't a negative thing at the end of the day. But I think looking back now, I was a baby. Like I was, and I think because I'm an older sister, and I'm an older sister by like chunks of years. So like my little sister's 8 years younger than me, and then my little brother's 13, nearly 14 years younger than me. So my little brother now is 19. I think if he came home and told me he was going to be a dad, I'd lose the plot, because really 19 is a baby. Yeah. And like, I mean, he's even a bigger baby because my mum loves the baby, but he's the only boy, so we'll let him off. But yeah, so I think they must have been mortified. I mean, I know my dad was, because he didn't speak to me for a long time. So yeah, but my mum's a different. My mum were like the same person. So she was just like, listen, it's fine, whatever. Do what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, I will support you. And my dad was, because like I say, I was in college and I was going to uni. He thought I was giving up like so much. I mean, you get it back in other ways now that she's here, giving me grey hairs, but
where?
I had the root. So I think it was difficult, and I think, like I say, because I didn't even know him really. If you think about it, I didn't even like him. I didn't. I'd already finished with him when I found out I was pregnant. I didn't want any, because he just wasn't a great person, and I think then obviously I found out I was pregnant, and you do what you're supposed to do when you put a mum and dad in the same household, and your baby comes into it, and it just didn't work because we were forced to be together. I always say that I feel like we were forced to like love each other, and it definitely didn't when I think back now.
In what way do you mean, like you were forced though?
No one forced me. I just mean like in your mind, like I'm quite a traditional person. I do think like I think
that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be, yeah.
Your house, your family, and
so you got your mum, your dad, and your child, and then you'll go on to have another child, and goes from there. Which I did do that for a couple of years, and then. But I just lost myself in it completely. Like I wasn't like I just didn't have a personality. It was difficult, and I think he was only a couple of years older. I think he was 21 at the time. But personality wise, without kind of like bashing anyone, he just wasn't nice to me. So I think, and being young and naive, like I let him take charge, and he was that type of person where he would kind of be like the take charge person, and I just kind of like lost myself completely. And then couldn't even hold a conversation, couldn't talk to no one. If you were in a room, didn't know how to.
Really?
Yeah, just didn't know how to talk to anybody.
How did you cope with that around them times? Because first time I've ever met you today.
Yeah.
But you seem like you've kind of came out all right. You're holding a conversation
Other
quite
people
well.
might beg to differ. But no, I mean, no, I think like I'm a well-rounded person now, but I think, like I say, I think you just get lost in things sometimes, and I think... I remember a very distinct conversation with my dad. I mean, my mum would tell me all the time, he's not the person for you. This is not how it's supposed to be, and X, Y, Z. And I remember my dad standing in his kitchen, and he was crying. He was sobbing, going, just leave. And I was going, I don't want to. I can't. And I was like, but vacant. And he was going, we'll all help you. Just leave. And it took like, to find out like he had another life to like make me go, this is not the example I can set for my kid. I actually remember in my brain, I was washing dishes at the sink, and we probably had an argument over something, and I remember it being near Halloween. We were having a Halloween party in the house that we had for everyone, and I thought, I'll do the Halloween party, I'll do my daughter's birthday and Christmas, and then I'm going. So I'd already made the decision, and then in the same week, I found out that he had like a double life. So like I'd already decided, and I thought I would continue with the birthdays and the Christmas and then go. And then I remember it all kicked off, and then he went out, and I remember bathing my daughter, and I was like, and it sounds like a bit corny, but I remember looking at her and going, this can't be like the example that you've got for life and our relationship should be. It just can't, because she's like a girl, and I needed to like show that you're supposed to be treated well. Yeah. You've got to be independent, and you've got to be able to make sound decisions, and you've got to know that someone's actually supposed to take care of you and not like diminish you as a person. And I thought I can't. And yeah. I remember it. She was only 2, I think, at the time. And I was bathing, and he stormed out, and he got off, and he went missing for the whole night. And I thought, this just can't be it. Like, this is not the example I can set for her. And the next day I packed my bags and I left while he weren't there. I got my dad to come pick me up, and I never went back. No. I know.
That's respect. That's a lot of respect there. Yeah. Like I like jumping way back to what we were saying before about like needing both parents and all, you don't understand the roles. Like, fuck, like after what you've just said there, I feel like you don't need both roles in your household. Seriously. Like that's some bollocks. Like, let me tell you, this is completely off topic, but my mum's got a mate, I won't name her, just in case she ever watches it, but I doubt it. But out of respect, she works with her, and she had like this partner, and it was her kids, I believe. It was her kids. And one day, fellas went to go and picked her up from work, took her home like an Eggbeth, dropped her off at the house, and he was like, oh yeah, just to let you know, we packed all our things and left. He got off with her kids and just left, and she was like stood there at the door. What the fuck? Like I imagine, like I can't imagine that happening, and I can't imagine it happening the other side either. No. Like getting up and going, well done known, or getting up. Like imagine I came home, it wouldn't happen because it's her actual house. I live there, but I can't imagine coming home and like everything's gone.
Do you know what it was? Right, he came back from being missing and acted like everything was normal. And I thought, you think I'm just an idiot. Yeah. You think I'm a monk. And I can't. You think I'm dumb, and I just can't do that. And then, like I say, I was already kind of made the decision night before, but I think then when there was no reflection on his behaviour, like he didn't even apologise, he just didn't care. And I thought, no, you just think I'm one walking idiot. And so he went to the Asda to do a food shop, and I left while he was gone at the Asda. I'd already packed the night before and hid the suitcase. And then I rang my dad, and he's gone. and came and got me, and then I went, that was
Sounds
it.
like a proper mission. Like,
Yeah. You've got 5 minutes to get here, and then we're gone.
Syncing your watches together, like.
I know.
No, I think, and then, do you know what, you can look at the flip side of it and think, actually, that's a bit hard-ass, to be honest.
No, but...
Like,
No.
leave them, but then I think...
You've needed to do what's best for you, yourself and the baby, is it?
Yeah.
You ain't just thinking about, I don't like this lad, and da-da-da. You're just thinking of the baby.
I was thinking of, like, long term, really.
yeah.
I thought, if I continue this, and then, obviously, like, I know she was a baby at the time, and then, but that just, I feel like, you set the example then, don't you, of, like, allowing that. And obviously, like, there was other previous times that I probably had, like, forgiven or just got on with or whatever, and being young and naive, and then I just thought, absolutely not.
I don't know.
See you later.
Yeah, 'cause
Glad you done it.
Yeah, 100%.
Never look back.
No. I was able to hold a conversation after that.
Good.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I can't believe that you thought that was that a bit sly or anything like that. So if you look at the differences between why you left and what he was doing, come on. He was living another life, and you was thinking about your daughter.
No, 100%. Like, I've never regretted it, because obviously it was for the right reasons. But then I think you try and put the shoe on the other foot sometimes, don't you? And I think, would I have liked that for me? But then,
Because you're a nice person.
oh, thanks.
Yeah. No, but do you know what? That's off to you for that.
Thanks.
Like, that's an
Ballsy move.
it's a ballsy move, and you know what? It's paid off. It's paid off really well.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't even in Liverpool, was it?
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was in Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
So you've not exactly just jumped on the 10A and got home to your dad's. You've had to, do you know what I mean? You've had to full on sort this out, haven't you?
Yeah.
From like another
Yeah.
place. Crazy.
And also, what your dad was already waiting in Yorkshire.
Well, I lived there. I lived in Yorkshire, but he didn't live. Yeah, so we were there. That's where we lived. So he lived about 20 minutes away, and I'd already obviously kind of told him what I was planning on doing, and I was like, I thought if he comes back, I think I was already quite aware that he could talk me around as well. I think I was quite aware of that at this point. I think, like, I'd cottoned onto things, and, like, I think during that time, because I remember he was in the Navy.
Yeah.
So he worked away a lot to, like, and then he was home for a stint of time, because he used to go on submarines and I'd never hear from him, and it was great. And then he'd come back and he was home for a stint of time, and he bought a house for us to live in, and then we're in the middle of nowhere by no one. And when you look back now, you can see the manipulation along, like, the small manipulative things along the way. So then I didn't work, and then I did work. He sold me car while I was in work, so then I had no vehicle, because I lived in, like, not a rural place, but it was in the middle of, like, things, but there was no, like, my mum lived 20 minutes that way, my dad lived half an hour that way. So, like, that car was, like, my means to get me and my daughter around, and then he just sold it while I was at work. And then, so then I come home and I had no car. Then I was a bit like, you know, like, slow, and you think, and then you forgive that, and then you forgive that, and I just thought, no, I can't do it no more. Like I say, I just kind of, like, lost who I was.
Yeah.
To do it.
I'd absolutely flip if I came home and, like, my dad sold me car. I'd probably take his car, like, but yeah. But that is so. Just so you lived in Yorkshire, and then your mum and dad also lived in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But one lived one end, one lived the
Yeah,
other
they
end.
split up when I was pregnant with Annalise, so we moved all there together when I was 16, and then I was pregnant at 19, so then, like, 3 years later they'd split up, and then so my dad went and lived, like, in a different part of, like, he lived in Hull, and then my mum lived in a place called Beverley, which is, like, 20 minutes the opposite way.
Yeah.
So
Quite close to your mum and dad and that now.
Yeah.
dead close with my mum. She still lives there, they both there. Not with my dad, no, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
No.
Do they like make the effort with the baby? What's her name? Sorry, I'm calling her the baby. She's
Annalise.
like 13.
I know, Annalise she's called.
Annalise, yeah. Are they quite close to the baby?
God, apple of my mother's eye. She can't do no
Oh,
wrong for my
that's
mum.
cute,
Yeah,
that's
she gets
good
away with
anyway.
murder. Yeah, she's close with my dad. I think the distance between me and my dad, and I don't mean like actual distance, I mean like in our relationship.
Yeah.
I think has put a bit of a strain on theirs. I think he does see her, but more the kind of when there's more availability to see her.
Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, like occasions over
and
Easter,
stuff,
and you know where like she's got a bit of time off from school, some holidays and stuff. Yeah, so he does.
Yeah.
And she still does. She still wants to for now.
I was gonna ask. Sorry, I was gonna go back into like a little bit of the school. So I was just gonna ask, like, obviously we're kind of similar ages.
Okay.
I'm 27.
So am I.
Yeah, see? There you go. But like, when we were in school, there was like social media, there was Facebook, Instagram, a little bit. It was more, to me, I didn't get onto all that until I was in like college.
Okay.
But what would you reckon's like the biggest differences between like kids growing up nowadays to when we were in school? Because obviously there is similar pressures.
Yeah.
But do you reckon it's just a lot more like intense? Does it reckon it's just...
Yeah, and I think definitely obviously social media is like a big one. But you know what, I actually do think the attitude of kids today, they think they're elite.
Really?
Yeah, they've got no fear.
Untouchable?
Yeah, 100% invincible. They've got no fear. They don't fear, like, I know my daughter does not fear me. Like, she comes home and tells me she's got a detention or didn't turn up for that lesson and tells me like I'm a mate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm actually going to tell you off now, and now you're grounded and now your phone's mine. But then she doesn't think of that. She'll just get in the car and go, do you know what happened today? And I'm like, go ahead, what? And she'll tell me what happened, and I'm like, we are friends.
Yeah.
Like, are you all right? Like, I would be petrified to tell my mum and dad. Well, mum and dad, because my dad was like the stricter one.
Yeah.
Like, I was, and I say that to her. And she's only really in the second year of high school. And you're still a bit of a TP in them years, aren't you? Where you're like, you turn up to your lessons on time. And they're not bothered, they're not asked. They don't care. And that's like the biggest thing, the biggest difference I see.
Discipline maybe? Like, kind of like the kids in school, like, kind of don't really see, like, they don't get told off as much or something.
Probably, and I think like society now is a bit more PC, isn't it? So like, I think like, we probably, I mean, going back like us when I was in high school, probably all the teachers said probably inappropriate things.
Yeah, you can get away with like, oh, he swears in class.
And you can't say nothing now, can you? Like, you can't say boo. So I think that's probably like, I think teachers are probably walking on eggshells a little bit in fear of like
and
what they can say.
Kids can probably sense it and they've got a bit of
a bit of like, probably a little chip on the shoulder. Yeah, I definitely think that. I think it's like, I think they think they're better than everyone.
Really?
I really do.
Like a mindset is just like,
I just think like,
we don't need to be here.
I'm not turning up to that lesson. I'm not doing that. I don't need this for what I want to do with my life. Is the biggest thing I battle with every single day.
Yeah.
What do I need that for?
Yeah.
Why do I need to learn about something like that in English? What am I reading that book for? I don't care. And I think because it's your curriculum and you have to. So just sit down and do it. And that's easy for me to say, and obviously understanding like what she's going through. But I say, well, you're not changing it. So you might as well just sit down and get on with it.
Crack on.
Okay, you might not know like algebra in the rest of your life, depending on what it is that you want to go and do. But you still got to learn it because they're not changing it just because you don't want it.
What was you like in school?
I was good in school.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, was there a switch in your life, like since you had a child, of no, you will sit down, you will do that work? Because I'm not going to lie, I am one of them in the school at the minute.
Yeah.
Like, I am more on the matey than the teacher side of it. But I will go to, I completely understand that you're never going to use this in your life again.
100%,
but you just crack on with
just do
lads.
it.
Yeah, just go in, just crack on, get what you need to get, and just go.
I say that, like I say, you're probably not like what she wants to go and do with her life at this moment in time. Obviously, it might change. She's never going to really need it. But it just go and make your day easier. Just go in, do it, and get back off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, stop everyone me nagging at you, these teachers nagging at you, your head of year nagging at you. Like, it must be boring and it must get on your nerves, so why not just go in and have a good day?
Do you reckon it's like cool now, innit? Like, because obviously back in the day it was a little bit like this, but like cool to just completely not care.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really care in school, but you kind of did a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I probably did like the odd thing in school, but like I say, my dad was very strict and he was very education based, and I remember forging a note once to get out for me dinner because you weren't allowed out for your dinner. My dad's signature was the easiest signature to blag ever. It was just like a little M and then a little squiggle after it. And I remember doing that, and it freaking fell out my scale pocket when in the kitchen, and he picked it up and he went, "What's that?" And I was like, bottled it. And he was like, "Sound you grounded for 3 weeks." And like,
3 weeks?
Yeah. He was strict. Times to be in were the strictest thing. I used to set me watch back, like, you know, thinking like your parents haven't got 2 bits in the brain. And I used to set me watch back and be like, well, it's like 5 to 10. I'm on time. And he'd be like, our clock says 10 past, so you're a liar. Like, I don't know why you'd ever think you could get away with that. And then I'd be grounded again for the next 2 weekends. I used to like we had a big field at the back of ours, and I used to leg it across the field like Forrest Gump to try and get home on time. And it just never worked for me.
How the hell did he come with 3 weeks though? Drop the pocket 3 weeks rather.
He was strict.
Like that.
Listen,
Where does this ground come up?
He was a boss dad. I would never knock him as a dad growing up. Obviously, like I say, we've got our differences now as like grown ups, but he was the best dad ever. Like, what you got in strictness, you got in love. Do you know what I mean? So like, it was still like
firm but fair.
Yeah, firm but fair, and like you'd be there for anything, like whatever you needs them for. He was there, but he was good. Like I say, he was very strict. So I was quite good in school for that reason. I was too like, I've got a group chat with all the girls from school, and they just roll because they go, "No, your dad wouldn't have allowed it." Like when we talk about things from school, they go, "You weren't involved in that because she dealt with the shows that you never
Was you not on report or not? And then
No, I got put on report once. God, I was grounded for a month.
And
And it wasn't even my fault. It was just the group of friends got put on report.
Yeah.
So then I got grounded for a month. And I was like, I think someone set the fire alarm off and the group got... we used to like bang the fire alarm and just like so everyone got like 10 minutes off. Everyone got 10 minutes on the yard.
Did they still do reports in school? Because mine like is SEN, and in my school there's no rewards, no consequences. So
They do, because I made my daughter's school put it on report.
oh really?
Yeah.
So it's mainstream. It's like
Yeah.
the differences. So
There's
mainstream
different types
schools.
of reports.
Because in my school there was a white report, which was like you just see how you get on. Then there was
yellow, ours was, I think.
it was green, blue, red. And obviously if you're on red report card, yeah,
You were bad.
you're a shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember I was having a colour code system, but I must be older than you.
You,
No, you're not.
you being that
27.
naughty, you were only
27,
on.
yeah, 27.
27.
You were only on the basic
I was,
report.
Yeah.
You were all scared of me dad, that's why they thought. They all felt sorry for me, yeah, I have a little one.
You've already got a report card in the house.
Yeah.
No, they do have them because, like I say, I called a meeting with my daughter's school because it was just getting out of hand. They're not going to lessons. They're ringing me and texting me all day, every day, saying, come pick me up, come pick me up, come pick me up. It was just getting overwhelming for everybody involved. I had every single subject teacher phoning me every single day. She didn't turn up, she's late. When she come in, she just didn't do any work. She won't participate, she won't engage. And I just rang the head of year and I said, I can't have it no more. I need a meeting. I mean, it took me a week to get a meeting, but it was fine. We had the meeting in the end and I said, I wanted a report. I wanted an attendance report and I wanted on a behaviour one because I want to know how she's doing in the lessons. I want a form move so she's not with the same people anymore. And I want teachers to be different because they've already got this perception of it of like not being asked and not turning up. So they did it. They put it in place.
That's good, that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
She actually is doing loads better.
Is she? Yeah,
She brought a report. She brought on a they get rated. They get like scored 1 to 4. 1's the best, 4's like obviously really bad. And she brought it home and she went, do you want me to report? And I was like, do I want the report? And she went, you want it? So then and it was all 1s. So I went, wow, like screamed and I went, no, then I cried. And she went, why are you crying? I was like, I don't know,
Stop
but
being
it's just me. Yeah. She went, that's embarrassing, that's shameful. I was going, no, but I'm just so happy. Like, I was like made up because it was like a relief.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I think that's what it was.
You put the effort in and it's...
I feel like it's working.
Yeah.
So then I said I feel like it works. The meltdowns have been less and less going to school. They're still there in the background somewhere, but they are less since the beginning of this year, like going back after Christmas. So I think it was just more like a relief and it was like the first whole 1s that she got. She had like 1s and 2s the first time I screamed and cried. And then she got all 1s and that was actual real tears. So.
That was actual real tears. First one was just a bit of a fake,
like
a bit of a build-up.
Black tears and then this one was real.
Do you reckon then, because I'm just trying to picture myself being 13, going through what Annalisa's gone through, and now I've been put on report card. The way I would take that will be, my mum is now with me now. She's with me now in school. She's gonna know what I'm up to. I can't go home and just blag it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's like the kick up the arse that she's kind of needed?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think she's like, she kind of, I told her what I was going to go in and say before I went in and said it. I said, this is what I'm going to ask for. And whether they can accommodate that, like, we'll find out. And when they give me, I knew I was making the right decision when they give me all of the workbooks to look through and there was nothing in them. Yeah. And then each teacher from the previous form had to make a comment of like how she got on like in their class and like what they like how they teach it and what she's like in their class. And one of them said she hadn't been in their class since November. They hadn't seen her since November. And I said, where's she been?
Yeah.
Like, where is she? Is that not a safeguarding thing? Like, where is she? How obviously she's not the only child in the school. I get it, it's a huge school, but how has this not like come up before? And I thought in my head, this is absolutely getting put in place, whether they like it or not. Because I thought, she's been missing for 2 months. I was like, so, and I only did this the beginning of this year. Like I went in and had a meeting because I said, I'm not starting off on the wrong foot. I don't want it to carry on how it was like last year. So I said, this is my plan. And I told her exactly what I was going to ask for. And she agreed to it. So I said that I thought like agreeing to it was like the first step, like a first positive step type of thing. So, and don't think she loved it at first because she doesn't know anyone in this new form. She's got on your nose. She's only familiar with one person. And that's the way I liked it. She got in too many like
clicks.
Yeah, I think like even though like in the form before she only had like a couple of core friends in there. It's still people she spent time with outside of school. So then I said and not that was ever an issue, because I've never had a problem with that where she's concerned. She's always done, she follows the rules and she does what she needs to do for the most part. But I think there was no relationship there with anybody. So the form that she wants to be put in was that a lot of her mates were in, and the school said she's not going in that form. She doesn't need to be with the children that are in that form. Education-wise, she's not there. So it was going down, if you want, like, without like kind of labeling anything. She wanted to be in a lower set, and he said you'd be doing an injustice to her education because she's a smart girl. So we're not putting it in that. So each went, I won't be accepting that if that's what she wants to come in and say, because she kind of got brought into the meeting like halfway through to like give her like perspective on it, which I thought was quite good in all fairness, because it's all just decided it without her, just to say this is what we're going to put in place. But she's doing well in what she's doing now, so I think like it's obviously been the right move.
Has she reflected on her own terms since it's all happened, and now she's starting to do better, bringing you on, and you're starting to bring out the tears?
Bring the waterworks out. I think she, even though like she goes, it's embarrassing and like shut up, I think she likes it.
Yeah.
I think like she's like enjoying the fact that it's like we're all getting like benefits from it. Do you know what I mean? I think at first she struggled with it for the first couple of weeks. She was kind of like working her way into it. She said she felt mad, she didn't know anyone, and she felt like a new kid in school because she's never seen none of the teachers that she's got now have ever taught her before. And then like on the comments on the report, because I also asked for a behaviour one, it's like, this is the old Annalise we loved. This, and I said, because she was becoming known in the school for the wrong reasons and not the right reasons, and that was really bothering me. I didn't want her to be known for being the kid that never comes to class, or the one that turns up 20 minutes late and doesn't do anything and just refuses to do her work and just gives cheek. And that was becoming an issue. She's not a cheeky kid, and she was given major cheek to teachers. And she's a whiner, but she's not cheeky. I've always said it from from day dot. She can be a whining cow, but she's not cheeky. And she was. And it was like she was changing. And I said it was like scaring me that was going to cement who she was going to be then in school. Like that was just going to be the type of kid that she was going to be.
It's scary, that. Obviously it's your baby, isn't it?
Yeah, I just didn't want it to be like a horrible brat in school, because that's not how I bring it up.
No. Oof. It's mad, isn't it?
It's good. You know what I was going to say to that? It sounds like you've put a bit of bit more of like a structure in place, and she's actually gone. It shocked her. Yeah. But then she's like, you know what? I like the change, and she. Yeah. What you're saying there? Do you know what I mean? It's had like the positive. Impact on
I definitely think she thrives off a bit of structure. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be a doctor, but I definitely think she's got I don't think she's got ADHD, but she definitely has forms and qualities of ADHD. Yeah. I think she definitely hits the criteria, if you want to say, or she hits bullet points according to it. So when I've read up on it, I think it fits her. Yeah, like some of her traits that she's got, I think you could definitely say I mean, I feel like I don't really care for the diagnosis. Like, she doesn't need to be diagnosed. I feel like if I'm well versed on it, then I know how to manage it for her. Then if I read up on it and I kind of like learn it and learn the triggers and learn what's like good for her, then we don't really need a diagnosis. Like, it is what it is. It doesn't change anything, does it? So
because there was a therapist
managing her properly.
Yes, there was a therapist that we worked with in the school. She's left now, but she'd done an ADHD test just to see if she got it. Yeah, and she just got it and went, all right, I've got ADHD. And then just cracked on with her life as normal. But obviously there's people on a higher spectrum that like need medication and that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. I think like probably all on the spectrum somewhere, if you want to be honest, aren't you?
I say we've all got autism, we've all got ADHD.
Well, we all love routine. Yeah. So, you know, everyone says anyone with autism loves routine. Okay, then we must all have it, because everyone loves a routine. Who doesn't? Who doesn't know what they're going to do with the day? Who doesn't like know that they're going? Yeah, and you know what I mean? I don't think like it's realistic to like live on a whim all the time, is it?
He doesn't have a routine. I tell him 1 o'clock and he turns up at 8 minutes to 2.
Well, that is very true. Yeah. He didn't rock up till 1:52.
Yeah.
Well, we're late enough then.
But my mum used to have this saying when I was in school, because I'd say I was cheeky in school, but I was liked by the teachers. And I was the cheeky boy.
Like a little class clown type of thing.
Selling little shades, all that kind of stuff.
Little blazer full of loopers.
Literally.
Like that. Got one here for you.
But my mum kind of had this saying where she was like, look, I don't care, so because you knew in that naughty, I don't care what you do outside the classroom. She's like, as long as you keep your head down in that classroom, get your work done. Yeah. I'm not asked, because I think if you want to go places, you've got to, haven't you? And that's what I say to Annalise now. I say, okay, you've got these, and she's got big dreams and big aspirations, which is amazing. It starts at school. Whether you think like what you're learning is worthy,
it starts there, because then you've got to get the grades. It's foundation, isn't it? At the end of the day, you've got to get the grades to go there, to go there, to go there. If that's what you want to do. Listen, she might change her mind next year and things like that. I also said, this is your last year of pissing around, because then you've got to choose your subjects, and then you've got to knuckle down, because they're your GCSEs. So like, not carry on pissing around, but this is the last time you can, really, because then it gets serious and it gets important. And I said, you've got to, you can't waste any more of your own time, really, whether you want to or not, like whether you want to do the work or not.
Idea? Does she ever say, like, in the future she wants to be anything?
Yeah, she wants to go to fashion uni, and then go be a fashion designer and live in New York.
See,
Really?
Yeah.
Is she taking you with her?
I hope so.
I was going to say, you can't be getting left behind.
I'll just look after all your kids. I'll just be a living nanny.
Don't have any more kids.
No, that's what she wants to go and do, and Sam, go do it. Go see the world. Go, absolutely. But you've got to start. It starts now.
Yeah, because I think a big underlying school, what a lot of people don't think about is like the punctuality part of it, and that's like where she doesn't go. So
yeah.
You shot at me.
No, actually wait. I can tell you didn't go to school, like, but yeah, but
you have got getting a degree
under a fake name. But you got to turn up on time. You got to sit in class with other kids that you don't like.
Yeah.
You've got to be an adult telling you what to do and telling you to get in, get out, go and do this, go and do that. You've got to go and socialise with other kids in playgrounds. You've got to go and eat in hall with other kids. It's just, there's a lot of them factors of like growing you up into the social aspect that school.
I feel like everything molds you to like be a grown up. I do say that. Like I said it before, like that's what I've said to her. It's everything's setting you up to be like an adult. Do you know what I mean? So I said, it's like, if that's what you want to go and do, amazing, go and do it, but it starts now, so sort your shit out.
It's good that she's got dreams and aspirations though, already, and she's got a clear idea. That's the biggest part of it.
She got them from Gossip Girl, but it's absolutely fine. She can go with it.
Have you ever watched Gossip Girl?
Is it the one with the two girls and they're just out getting drunk all the time? Is it American?
It is American.
It's great.
It's actually really good.
It's wild and they go out all the time. And
they're like rich kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then there's like this like fake little like site that kind of like releases like all gossip about them or the friendship group, but you don't know who it is the whole time.
And the person's called Gossip Girl. Oh my god, Gossip Girl since I haven't watched it.
And it goes, have you heard of Gossip Girl? Have you heard this, what Gossip Girl's put out today? Like that's what it's like. It's very like a teen little boppy thing, isn't it? But it's actually really good. He's definitely watched it. He's trying to blag he hasn't, but he has.
Chuck's great, Nate's great, Blair's great.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Gossip Girl's son.
Yeah. It's just, listen, my girlfriend put her on and that was the traditional, this is shit, this, and then like 5 episodes in.
You got into it.
What are they arguing about? She's bossy. What? And then like I'm sat there just watching it. I've done that.
You're saying, can we put Gossip Girl on then?
Yeah. I did do that with Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls is also another great one.
It's great, it's fantastic.
You're missing out.
I put Molly and me on the other night. I was like, are you serious? You watch Molly and me?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No.
It
was like 5 minutes and we were both like,
But dragging it back to where we was before, obviously we spoke about like mental health in young teens and counselling, which we've kind of covered a little bit. I want to cover that a bit more. But the other one, education versus mental health, like what's more important in the eyes of schools and education? What one do you think's done a better job then for your little one? It's either getting the education put in place or thinking more about her mental health and getting her into a place where...
I think it swings and roundabouts, you know. I think one plays into the other. I think if she's being catered for her mental health, and education like takes a better route. Do you know what I mean? Like I think if she feels comfortable and okay in that day, she applies herself. And I don't know and there's nothing really anyone can kind of do to change that. Like that's why certain provisions have been put in place for her for in school. So she does have like a pass that if she's feeling overwhelmed, she can actually leave the class if she's feeling. She like abuses it sometimes, to be honest with you. And then that kind of like, that was part of the meeting that we had. And I said, if you carry on taking the mick with the pass, I will be getting them to take it off you because you're not using it for the right reasons. It's supposed to be 5-10 minutes out, little walk around, out in the hallway, get your breath, catch yourself, and then come back in and sit down and do your work. That's what it's for. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's not to go missing and sit in the toilet for 20 minutes because you can't bother to do Spanish or whatever it might be. So then I think when I say that, what I think I mean is she's had a lot of absence because some days have just been really difficult to get it in or to get the motivation to get going. And I don't feel like they're as understanding as they could be for that. Like they drill, like I have, like what are they called? Like attendant people at the door. But it's 9 o'clock and she's supposed to be in for 8:30 and they're already knocking at the door on one day off.
Yeah.
But I've already rang and I've told them and I've like elaborated why she's not in today. And I get it to a certain extent, like they've got like policies to follow, so I understand that. But then I think showing up at the door and exasperating the situation just makes the whole ordeal 10 times worse. Like it's like having a bailiff at the door, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It's like
when are you get to school?
It's a version of the police turning up at the door.
What, sorry?
Truancy officer.
Yeah, but I've already rang, so she calls herself an attendance officer, which is sound. But then I've already rang and told you why she's not in. Yeah, but she needs to be in because she's got this or got this, and then I get like letters in the post, and I've got meetings, and I've got this, and I'm gonna get a fine if she doesn't go in. And I just think I get it, but I don't. It's difficult because I do get it, but then you don't live. They only care so much, don't they? Because it's not their kid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they just need them to school to like kick that box and
Yeah,
say
that's
she's
all
in.
that is.
Yeah.
How do you find that then as the mother? When they're turning up at your door and like I've already explained this to you, you still turn up at my door. How do you feel with that?
I've made something wrong. I'm kicked off on the step, like anything. But I've said, I've already rang, like, and do you know what else I would say it is? I don't feel like there's quite a lack of communication within our school. Like I had a conversation with one of them and they didn't know anything that was going on, like at all. But there's, like I say, there's these provisions and things set up, and she has counselling within school. So you would feel like it would be part of the conversation if they might. I said, branch out and get in touch with the year head and find out what's going on before you rock up at the door, because she's off for this reason. And then kind of like people go, and choke on the words a little bit because they don't know why she's off. They've just said, Annalisa's off today, let's go round to hers and knock at hers at 9:10. So I just think if you communicate a bit better, you would understand. Or ring me first if you want. Don't just turn up, give me a call and I'll happily explain over the phone. Don't waste your journey. Like, give me a call and I'll say, this is why she's off and this is why she's having this day off. It's hard, isn't it? Because it's not like don't have leave. You can't take the day because you feel like it, can you? So whereas she's obviously at days she's needed it, there's definitely been days where she's probably blagged me a little bit and I've left her and then she's sound by come 10:30. Do you know what I mean? Where I feel, and I've said, that's a bit of a waste of day. You could have gone in because you haven't got many days left where you're running out of days to be off. And she is now, to be honest with you. She's on that last thing. So like I said, come rain or shine, you're in school, girl.
I didn't get. So there's a thing we can get days off as a child, like so many days and all that? Before...
No, like you can have so many absences in your school year. You have up to 19.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
I wish I took more.
There was certain kids in our school, I think, as well, if like you were having home kind of problems, you'd be like, come in at 10.
Yeah, well, they can offer that. It's a bit like
come in at 9. Come in half an hour late.
I think like they do accept that she's late every single day. Basically, she is generally very rarely on time for school, and they've kind of like accepted that. They have. I can't remember what they call it, but they do. They can't. She could come in at 10 and go home at 2.
It's
defeating the object though. Like you're there, so
giving her what she wants.
Yeah.
You're like, no, get her in.
Get in. She's there till 3 o'clock when I pick her up.
It's a reduced timetable when we've done that.
Yeah,
so
that's it. Sorry, yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna counter that. Is the main thing not here getting into school? Like, even though you say like, she's meant to be in at 8:30 and she finishes at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that's the day, getting in 8:30, you finish at 3 o'clock. But I can only change to get in at 10:30, and I need to leave at 2. Is that not a good starting place for her to go?
Yeah, 100%. They said when she suggested it, she was like, because there must be other kids who do it, and she was like, you can have a reduced timetable or whatever the way that she worded it, and so I said she has suggested this, and I don't know what she meant. I just don't. They kind of said I don't think that's where she's at yet, to be honest with you, because she does come in, and I said she comes in. So this was at the point where she was texting me and ringing me all day, every day, and it wouldn't be like breaths in between. It would be constantly. I'd have 12, 15 texts within one row. Come get me, come pick me up. I can't do this. This is too much. And it'd all be the same text. And then if I wasn't answering, because I'd be at work, she'd be ringing and ringing and ringing. And then she'd ring like my ex-partner. If I don't answer the phone, she rings him and goes, "Can you come pick me up?" Like, because that's someone who was in her life for like 10 years. So I said, and then we'll go, "Come and pick me up." My mum's not answering the phone. He's got nothing to do with it no more. Do you know what I mean? It's not his job to go and pick her up. So like it was getting beyond a point. So I said, well, would a reduced timetable? And he was like, I don't really think that would work for her or have any benefit. I don't know, I get what you're saying. I just think getting into school, and that's the first hurdle of the day, of getting into school. Whatever time she gets to school, it's probably the finishing early. I don't really get the point of finishing early. Like, if your mornings are harder, then sound, okay, take your time to get in. But you're in, so just stay there till 2:45. I'll be there at 10:02 to pick you up. So, or she might start ringing me at like 12:30 on a lunch or whatever it is and goes, come get me, I can't be bothered with my afternoon lessons. And I think, I'm not your sister. Like, you can't be bothered with your afternoon. Like, okay, Sam, then go and get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think, so I think, and then I'll go, but you finish in 2 hours, so just don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's just because I know there's like a couple of kids in the school that I'm in, like they're on reduced timetables now. And some of them have had attendance of like 50% for the year in the past.
Yeah.
Some of them have missed school for 2 years. So it's like about building them up. So I'm just looking at it from
I think obviously it's circumstantial then, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I think if she was at the point and they said this and I think she'd benefit from a reduced timetable, then Sam, that's fine. She goes in at 10, finishes at 2, if that's the case. But for right now, I think she's capable of going into school and getting on with her lessons. It's just how she applies herself on that day.
Yeah.
Or how the day started. It's like a big factor. I know, exactly.
Like what you're explaining, I'm sat there thinking,
that's me,
that sounds like me. That depends on like how I wake up in the morning, whether I'm going to go to uni or not.
Yeah.
I think like, I can't be arsed with me afternoon lessons.
No, it is true.
I wish I could just ring me boy and be like, go, come and get me. You know what I mean?
But I say that to her, I said, you know, that's norm, that's life, innit? I said, I don't get up with a spring in my step every single day and bounce out to all where I've got to go. Do you know what I mean? I just think, some days I do, some days I'm in a great mood and I think, yeah, Tal, let's go to work. Some days I'm like, oh no, do you know what I mean? But I said, that's not going to change ever in your life because I'm your mum and I'm dealing, everyone does it. I said, you know, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. Why do you think though that she wants to leave school so much? I know that we said home is the safe place and that is for a lot of people but not for everyone.
Yeah.
But what is it about school that's making her go, 12, mum,
Yeah.
Come and get me? Is it an anxiety thing?
Yeah, I definitely think she's definitely got anxiety. But to be honest, the counsellor, the private one that she's got now, did a score test with her and she scored very high on anxiety. Not on other things, she scored quite low on them. I definitely think it builds up in her head. And then she's like, no, I can't do it. I can't carry on. This is it. This is the end of my day. Now I can't do it. I just need to be at home where I feel comfortable. But so I think it's definitely anxiety driven. Sometimes think she's being a bit lazy and trying to play on it. I love her to death, but she can play on things. So I always have to be very careful about what I say or how I word stuff or what I do. So if I let her come home one time, she'll clock it.
Yeah.
And then before you know, she's asking her to come home every single time. So then I have to be careful with that as well. So I feel like I have to set the tone of being like no and be adamant in the no. If she's sick and she's not well and they're sending her home, that's different. But I feel like if she's just texting me and she's going, I just can't be bothered to go to RE or whatever it might be, or RS, whatever it's called, I'm not bothered. You're going. Like, what do you want me to do with that? Like, okay, don't go to RS, love. It's fine. Don't go in religious studies. It's fine. I'm never going to have that response. So I don't know why you bother yourself is what I say to her.
Do you respond to her?
Sometimes I ignore her.
I was going to say, it's probably best to ignore her.
To be honest, I've threatened to block her the other day. Don't know if that's appropriate or not, but I said, if you blare my phone up today like you did yesterday, you're getting blocked. Is what I said to her. I went, I'll just block you. I know where you are, I know you're safe, I know you're alive, and I'll see you at 3 o'clock when I pick you up. Quite mean, but...
Yeah, good. I mean, obviously I don't know it, but I mean...
Bit of tough love's needed sometimes.
Tough love is needed.
And also,
Kick up your ass.
I don't know why I've even thought of this. Why does she have a phone on her in school?
They're allowed.
Are they?
Yeah.
In our school?
Yeah. I know,
Our
do you know what? They're in the
school are on
process of trying. No, they're allowed. They're not supposed to have them in lessons and stuff like that, but they can have them for breaks and lunches. Yeah.
That's a
Different
big thing there for kids nowadays.
But they are,
that's
I think
big
people are
thing.
taking the mix, so I think they are trying to like curveball a little bit and like going back to the old school ways of no phones. I just don't think in this day and age you can.
How?
I think...
What are you going to do, collect everyone's phone?
Yeah,
I know,
Yeah. Like, we do that every morning. So we have a basket and now we've got 10 kids, 11 kids in my class every morning.
Yeah.
Have you got your phone on you? Yeah, all right, everyone in the basket. And we'll know whose phone is which. So we'll go, Phil, your phone.
Phil?
Yeah. I almost said an actual kid's name then. I was about to go, can't. Yeah. All right, Joe, your phone's on there. Where is it? We know you normally have it on you. I don't have it. I'll ring your ma. Yeah. And we'll know. Oh, all right then. Here you go. You just do that. I think
that's easier to manage because you've got 10 or 11 kids though.
I know, it's like 30, isn't it? Sometimes in a form.
In pair form, yeah. So I think
how would you do with every class?
I mean, because they go to different
so mine's got like 10, 11, and then we have like 2, 3, 4 members of staff, and we are also like taught properly how to like put a child into a restraint. Obviously, the taught unsafe. It's like we just headlock them and all that.
Give them a nugget in that.
So there is that factor that we can talk. Well, we can go on to and say that there's more protection, there's less kids, but our kids are more prone to being aggressive and violent. If you said to a kid that's in mainstream, so let's say you're year 11, they go, "Oh, lad, fuck off, lad, I want to punch your head in," and all that. That's understandable, but then you can just go, all right, well, if you don't get it, then there's suspensions for you, there's detentions, and I know that's not the best way, but if we don't put them in place and show them that we're in charge, then they're never going to know that we are the ones in charge and we're the ones taking care of them. So it's the point
I think that comes back to like the elite attitude that I was saying before. I think if someone stood at the front of their door or however they go in and said, put your phones in the basket, I would say 9 out of 10 kids would go, nah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
They
don't go to detention either. There's no one monitors detentions in our school. They don't go.
So what's the point?
Crazy.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the point of it is.
Just sounds like a breeze now.
Yeah, it does.
Throw me back in.
Yeah.
Lock up with your phone. Do a bit of work. Can't be out.
Yeah, get off. 20 minutes later, who's asked?
Come pick you up.
So I feel like I've got to set the tone, because then I think of if I fall to what every demand, that becomes a pattern, then that becomes a learned behaviour, because everything's a learned behaviour, isn't it, really? Like if someone does something enough, you learn it, don't you? Or you deal with it and you know that's going to happen. So I think if she gets her own way on that every time, what discipline am I setting there? Like I just don't think I'm setting a good boundary by doing that.
And I feel like you're also getting dealt a bad hand as a parent of that school. Because if they're not putting all that in place, how do you expect that they were at home? Yeah. Because then she's like, well, they don't do it in school or whatever. Yeah. And you're just like, I feel sorry for you now. It's like that with a slip.
Nah, there's a saying though, like something, like someone correct me on this if you want, but it's like familiarity breeds content. And what it kind of means is like, the more you get used to something happening, maybe you become like more accepting of it. So for example, if the kids went into the school and like they know they're not going to get the phones taken off them, then it's kind of like they know they're going to have the phones. But if you walk into a classroom and it was like everyone's phone's in the bucket, that familiarity breeds contempt. But it's kind of like it can work both ways, positive and negative.
Yeah. Do you know what was a big factor that everyone went through in the world? COVID. Yeah. Everyone got so used to being at home and being alone. On the phone, and then as soon as they went into the big world, the anxieties and all that, like anxiety's gone through the roof. Like, how many people nowadays say, oh, I've got anxiety now? Yeah. When before COVID, like, no one seemed to have it whatsoever. It was never a thing. Yeah.
Well, it was a little bit, wasn't it? It was anxiety.
But how many people did you talk to? Like the lads back in the day and all that, and they go, oh, lad, his head's gone. Yeah. Or like, oh, lad, what's going on with him? He's acting all weird. But now we go, think he's got like social anxiety or something now. Like there's a different way of looking at it. Yeah. So that's like another familiarity.
COVID just changed the world though, didn't it? I think it just changed everyone's outlook on everything.
Do you reckon that's affected Annalise or any of her friends or any kids that you see nowadays? That actually goes to both of you. You don't have an Annalise, but you know what I
mean. But yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. Do you reckon it's played a part on the kids as well? Being like,
I don't know, because like for me, so for her 4 years ago, let's say, nearly 4 years ago that it happened, she was little. She was 8, 9. So like so she was in primary school, so she was really a baby. So I don't know if it had like, I feel like if you were potentially like her age now, and then at that time, I feel like that would have been a different story. But I don't know if they just thought they were at home, like the 6 weeks holiday for it. But I don't think so. Not for her personally. It might for like I say for older. I just don't feel like she was at the age where. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like things part of her life and everyday life kind of turns on its head, but she was little enough to like still have just like me in the house. Yeah. So like that was a comfort, wasn't it? So
I didn't even think about doing the match there at that part and thinking how old she would be. I just thought, COVID yet? Question. I know.
Say that everyone's a bit of like a germaphobe, I reckon. You know, like everyone's a bit more of like.
You can't cough no more. I think I seen a meme about something about the cough the other day, and it's saying like, ever get so many dirty looks even now, like 4 years later, trying to do a cough. Like I've just got over the cough. I mean, it's still got laughing at him like that in the office. like under me thing, and I think it's not even really a thing anymore, is it? Let's be honest. Is it a thing anyway? Who knows? Let's not go there. But
part 2 though. Come back for that one. I have so much to say.
Your conspiracies and that.
It was just a heavy cold. No, I had it. It was real. Like,
Which?
The COVID. When it was COVID. No, I did. It took me through the motions. I had hallucinations and everything. It was wild.
Bed bound.
For like a week, it was boss. Yeah, I loved it. No one bothered me for a whole week.
To be honest, I remember my mum and dad when I got it. And I was like, I don't feel well. And then they like, felt me back and they're like, whoa, Louis, you're roasting. And I was like, I am hot. Blah, blah, blah. And then I remember my mum and dad stood at my door off the room on the phone. So basically, I was like, 111. He's this, he's that. I'm just like, I'm here. Okay, going on. And then he was like, yeah, we'll see you in a week. And just shut the door on me. And I'm like, I felt like, I don't know what's going on. I've been left.
Yeah.
It was great because I actually got a week off work. So
That's
I was
fantastic.
well, actually 10 days.
I was actually furloughed at the time, so I didn't really gain anything from that either. Never mind.
I know.
Paid though, so
Just be sick. Yeah.
that's all.
Sound, innit?
Got paid just to be sick. Yeah, just to be sick. That was it. Yeah. Have we touched up on most things before the blended families part? But absent dads, do you want anything more on there that we haven't brought up, or do you want to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
Is how long have we been running?
We've been going for an hour and 10. So
No, yeah, that's fine. Mental health in young teens. Anything I haven't asked or said?
No,
Nothing at all.
not that I can think of.
Joe, I also need you listening because you might think of something. Counselling within the school environment. Anything. I feel like we do need. Actually, I feel like I did say I'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I feel like we need more type of counselling in schools, and it's not. How can I say it? Where I am, we've got an MDT, a multidisciplinary team, which sounds like it's really high end. You're getting in shit, but it's actually therapy. I love the thing that the name is terrible. We've got therapists in the school that kids go to, but they can't always go to a therapist. So if you want to count a therapist and counsellor, it's the same thing. By all means, go for it. But do you feel like there needs to be more in place for kids with stuff like that? So I want to try and push having pastoral mentor roles in my school.
I think how you get to the counsellor, I think could be, it doesn't have to be as extreme as it was. So how she got a counsellor in school, I mean, I did talk to her about this before and she didn't mind. She self-harmed.
Yeah.
She didn't tell me. She kind of told me aftermath, but like it was like weeks later. And she said we had a really bad morning and like I got a lot of crying and stuff like that. And she kind of just stared me blank in the face and she told me, and then she went, and if you don't fix it, I'm going to do it again. And I was like, and it threw me through. I just didn't know what to say. And I was like, fix one. She went, just fix it or I will do it again. And I was like, so then I went into school that morning and like had like a quick meeting with the year head. And I was like, this is what she's disclosed to me today. And then she shot to the top of the list. So it had to do to that extreme for them to be like, sound, she must need a counsellor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever have anything like that in your school? Because I had mentors, but we didn't have like any counselling.
I don't think we did any at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think we had a bit of small departments in our school where it was kind of like they were called so like kind of like not. They were just like, we had this teacher called Miss Pepperdine. I don't know my name. I still remember it. But yeah, she was like one of them. You know, like the sound. She wasn't even a teacher.
Yeah.
Somebody that you could just
a liaison person or something.
Was she a mentor?
Just basically a mentor.
Yeah, we had mentors and they all had their own offices and one of them was called Gail and she was so sound and I fancied her. And
yeah, I was in her office every week. Definitely I feel like in school you probably do need somebody that you can just have a sound teacher or a sound mentor that you can just
so you feel comfortable talking to.
Yeah.
It was different with lads and girls and
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pressures with girls I feel like is probably a lot more intense. Like as a lad in school, I didn't think like
no.
Like I don't know, I was Luke Said crazy.
Selling
me money,
No, I do think lads can just be, can't they? I think girls, it's a different world for girls.
Quicker than lads, so
yeah, they do, yeah.
Not that you've got like a weight on your shoulders, but like even now, like
there's definitely like, I mean, going to go a bit off subject now, aren't we,
Go
into
ahead.
like women's rights and that, but
yeah.
I think there's definitely like a different pressure for women in the world than there is for men in every aspect of life. Not always like a negative thing though, because I think sometimes like you can live up to that, do you know what I mean? But I think definitely for like teens, like, so for her, she won't go to school with no makeup on. She just won't.
Yeah.
And I think, you're a baby, who
Not
cares?
that it's sad, but it's like, it's a bit like...
It is the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's like all like the get ready with me is on TikTok. And like, I mean, have you never known so many kids? Like obviously you probably don't because you're boys, but like they have skincare routines. Like it's wild. And I think, who's got a skincare routine at
At
like
the
12,
age of 13
13?
and like,
Like
yeah.
who even cares?
yeah.
Like we all just rock spots and that was it when we were younger, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? We all
Yeah.
had whiteheads to the like the
It
nines.
is what
do you
it
know-
is.
like, and no one like it was part of life. Whereas like now we've got like a 10-step skincare routine. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to do this, this and this, and then like then we'll put a bit of tan on, and then I'm gonna do my eyelashes. It's insane. Then I'm gonna blow dry and curl my hair and pin it till tomorrow, and it's just like you're going to school for 5 hours. Like but it won't happen. It just won't. I mean, I can't say nothing because I have a full face of makeup like 9 times out of 10. But so she's probably just following suit. Really, I feel like it's also if it's in your household a little bit as well. But
don't blame yourself for that. Obviously, at the end of the day, she's in school, innit?
Oh no,
you know
I
what
don't.
mean?
No,
Like, yeah.
I don't mind. Like I think like it's obviously like something that we've got in common. Like we like to like have a little like chinwag about or whatever. Like she sat next to me today while I got ready and stuff. So I think like I don't know. It's not like a bad thing, but I think there's that type of pressure for a girl. Like a lad just rocks up to school however they look.
Literally, though.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
literally. Oh, that's
Teeth
true.
probably aren't even brushed or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I get, it's just different for a girl.
Is she involved in like any kind of sports?
She used to be.
Because like
It
I
took
don't
a
know.
dive.
I feel like we have this conversation all the time, don't we? Sports and
Exercise,
like
exercise.
in a
Yeah.
child's development
It's yeah, I think it's dead important.
is massively
Do you know, in all
important.
fairness, COVID knocked one of them on the head because it changed because
The
she
routine.
used to do cheer and
Yeah.
dance, so she was actually really like naturally good at gymnastics. So I put it into cheer, and she was doing competitions and obviously like shows and stuff. And COVID changed it because then it all got learning on an iPad, like
it's not the same,
doing
is it?
some assault in our living room. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not doing anything. Like you're not like me like that behind her trying to backflip her. It just wasn't the
Not
thing.
happening.
So like she just lost interest in it because she wasn't obviously getting out of it what she had before.
Yeah.
So then, and she's actually like an amazing swimmer. Like they put her forward for like the Sefton team, like to do like galas and stuff, and then it was a little bit much. She just wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
So then she did swimming, but she flew through the things and got to where she could go, and that was it. There was no like have to be. Do you know what I mean? Like they put her like I said, they put her forward for the Sefton team, and then she didn't. It was too fast paced, and it took away the fun of it that she was learning and going up in the levels in Crosby Bats.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't like she said it's too much. She didn't like it. It was like a lot of pressure, so she stopped doing that. But then she would I think she would like to get back to something now. She's kind of like finding her foot again, and she's like kind of on the
Up.
on the up, and she's like kind of over the hill a little bit
Bouncing
now.
back.
I think she'd definitely like to get back into something now.
Do you do any sports?
Oh yeah, loads.
No, because where I was
run
going with
marathons on the
that
weekend.
is
so-
a bit of badminton.
No, I used to dance when I was younger.
if you used to, because not like mother and daughter. I was going to say mother and son.
Do
mother
you know what,
and
right?
daughter.
Do you know what's quite funny?
Like,
I go to boxing twice a week.
should
I
take
think
it.
I'm a little bit of a KO. I'm not. I think I am, but I'm absolutely not.
Bit of
And
a
she-
knockout, are you? Got a little one too, haven't you?
No, but she likes to come to there with me sometimes.
That's it.
She only likes to come to perv on the lads that go. That's what she says. She goes, is this person going to be there? I go, I don't know. And she goes, I'm only coming if they're there. And I go, for God's sake. And then she'll come and do it. She might join in, she might not. But then I said to her the day, would you like to like come and join
That's
in?
what
Like
I'm
I'll
saying,
pay and
get
come with me.
involved.
I'll get like your own gloves and that. And she was like, but I don't know if it was like, might, or I might
Yeah.
not. And then I haven't been for a couple of weeks. So I said, I'm going to go back next week. Do you want to
Because
come?
if she sees you doing it and she
Yeah.
gets involved, do you know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah.
it could just be like, look at Jay Parry, do you know what I mean? Like when he got into his Steadfast, his whole life just changed.
Yeah.
Once you get into a good routine, I feel like that's it.
It's
All
like
you
a
need
little
is
switch, isn't it? Like once you're into it and then
like
it
the
becomes
gym,
like, yeah.
the gym bug and that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's also another factor as well, where you were saying, like, you know, she's your little mate, she'll sit there, like, you do your makeup, you're at
Yeah.
chin wag. Every kid has, like, a parent that they want to, like, me with me dad. I always wanted to try and be like my dad. I'd always sit there and I'd sit like him, I'd act like him, he's probably never even heard this before, but, like, I'd try and laugh like him.
Cute.
I'd sit there and, like, try and
Aw.
only laugh at jokes that he would laugh at. Or I'd only try and, like, make jokes that I know that he would find funny, or if something happened on the telly, like, sorry, I could go on forever with that.
Oh, that's
but,
cute.
Stop it. But,
I'm going to tell him when I see him.
Do it, he's probably watching this, watching it live somehow. But if you go and you go to the boxing, then she's probably going to go and then go to the boxing. And yeah, you might go to the boxing and then go to get fit, and she goes to the boxing to be with her mum and pay for fucking Chris over there. Like, but then that's another thing, and then that's another step for a better, and that's not saying you've got a bad one, but a better relationship, and then she'll feel him better in herself, and then it just
she'll say it in all fairness, she's quite forthcoming with that. She'll say, like, she actually made me like a little TikTok video, and it was actually from Gilmore Girls, so you might know it, where like there's like an acceptance speech at the end, and it's all about like who she aspired to be, and it was a mum.
Oh, was this at the very end?
Yeah.
She's ruined the ending for me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, lads, if you're going home to watch that,
the theme song's so good.
So then she made me like a little TikTok video, and it was about me and her, and like but used like the background music of that speech.
Yeah.
So she was like, that's what she said, and then she said to me, she said, I just want to be like you when I grow up. I thought, oh, what example am I setting there?
You're the one going boxing. You're probably the reason why she's paving her all the lads.
You said that the wrong time. Spat that up.
She's taking after her ma, that's what it is.
Yeah. But like, that, it is it, and from everything that we spoke about from where we first started, she is going in the right direction, isn't she?
Yeah, she's definitely like...
Small steps, but it's the right direction.
We're in a positive direction, I think, now. I feel like you can see it in like her day-to-day self as well. I feel like she's definitely chirpier. I also feel like she's obviously quite accepting of what the situation is.
Is she very self-aware?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she also understands that it's not her responsibility that he's acted this way, or that this is the hand that she's being dealt in terms of the parent that she's had, in terms of her dad. So I think she understands that it's not her fault, because I think like she blames herself a lot. Like I said before, she could, the best way she could make sense of it was saying that she was grieving him. And that's what she's going through, the stages of grief now. That's what like counselling's kind of helped her realise, is that she's going through those stages of grief, like slowly but surely. So I think she's definitely on the upper side. Yeah. I hope anyway.
Which is good, and it's so key that she's so self-aware. Cause, like in going back to mine, because so I have a big thing where they kind of like relate things to me, so then I can be able to express it to them.
Yeah, 100%.
And then,
it's like drawing on your own experiences.
So in the work we have a woman that comes in, it's called supervision. She's basically like a counsellor.
Yeah.
You go in, you talk about your problems and that. And I remember I was off work with my mental health in October, and she said to me, "You're very self-aware of like what's going on with yourself."
Yeah.
And ever since that, like, it's been like such a big thing that
like
if anything ever happens, I'm understanding of it. Not like I kind of just crack on with it and that, but I understand why.
Yeah.
And because, oh no, this situation is bad, but this is the reason why it's bad, but I know why I want to get better, kind of thing. And for her to have that at 13 is massive.
Yeah.
Massive, though.
I think I've tried to like instill that in her though, because I always say you're all responsible for your own actions at the end of the day. Like, someone can say something to you 10 times over, but it's up to you. You decide to do it. I said, so I can go today, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, but it's up to her to go, I'm going to do that now. So then I think if I instill that in her, like I say, as a model of like taking responsibility for your own self and what you do and what you say, and your part to play in any type of situation, then I think you're going to be self-aware, aren't you? Like, it's only going to come naturally if you understand that other side of it. So I think if I've tried to teach her that, then hopefully she will be a self-aware person, like, and continue to be one.
Yeah, well, her mum seems very self-aware, so...
Thanks.
Yeah, so I feel like Annalisa's going to be just fine.
Oh, thank you.
Especially if she goes to boxing and she goes, oh my God, he's back, oh my God. Like that over the back of her head, stop it, you're embarrassing me.
I'll just clock her.
Just clock her. No chin marks for you later, bang. Yeah, I know. I've kind of come to a bit of a brain fart and everything, I'm not going to lie.
No, I reckon we've had a good pod, to be honest. Obviously, you've talked quite a lot about your daughter, how she's bounced back, and it's obviously good to hear.
We haven't spoke about the blended families and the complexities that come with it. I still don't know completely what you mean. Do you want to dive into it?
It was more like, it was kind of more touching on like the grief side of things. So like I said before, like I've just come out of like a 9-year relationship, and she lost that family unit because she's also got siblings with her dad as well. So then she's been in 2 blended families at the same time.
That's what you mean. Okay.
That's kind of what it was about. Yeah. So she's got 2 baby siblings with her dad who she also has lost in this process. So she's also grieving them. She hasn't seen them for a long time. So she was the big sister. And when he cancelled Christmas on her, she was doing Christmas for them. Like, she was excited to set it all up and be like Father Christmas, if you want to say, and set everything out and do all the things that she obviously got when she was a kid. And that kind of got pulled from underneath her. So then she's lost those 2. We were also, my ex-partner had 2 daughters and who were with us like a chunk of the week. She's also lost that and then lost him in the same household. It's a lot of loss in 1 year for the kid to deal with. So it was more just kind of like the complexities from that, really, of like understanding that she's been in a blended family her whole life, really, and then she's lost it all at the same time.
Oh, like to me, I've been one of them. Sorry to bring it back. I've been one of them. I've grown up like with the tight-knit family kind of thing. Mine's always been my family. It's never been an external family. It's always been inside, but I can't even imagine what that would be like. Yeah. Like, I really can't.
I think everyone just says, like, kids get on with stuff, don't they? So I think, and kids are resilient. They are in a lot of ways, but then sometimes it's real life at the same time. So then when you put it in perspective of if you put down, like, what's happened in her year, in our year, but let's focus on it in her year, it's a lot. It's a lot for the kids. And it's a lot for the kid to understand as well.
Do you reckon it's more of a lot for her because she is so self-aware?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, which is...
She's got noggin. She understands what's going on. She's, like I said before, she's emotionally switched on, so she gets it. You know, you don't really overly have to explain like things to her. She knows if I'm not happy about something, she'll say, "What's wrong with you?" And I go, "Nothing." And she goes, "Get it." Like she's on it. Yeah, she is. Like, and even though I might be like in the best mood, and we've just had a dance off in the living room or something, and then she'll be like, "Yeah, but what's wrong? Like, you're not really yourself." And I'm like, "I am." And she goes, "You're not." And like, I might have had like a stressful day at work or something like that, for example, but then I've just like switched it off and left it at the door to come home, and I'm like, that's what I'm self-aware. I want to be aware of the fact that I'm trying to give her like these memories when she looks back now, when she's going to be a grown-up, that the memories that she's got now are going to be positive and not negative. Like, this is just one small phase in her life. And I'm trying, like I said before, I'm trying to like right the wrongs. So I'm trying to like give her different core memories now. Like I say, like stupid dance-offs in the living room, or, you know, who can do the better running man, or who can sing louder in the car, or like playing a playlist of just the songs that we like and just blaring in the car and just driving with them. Like, I want them to be her memories. I don't want this period of time that she's had with losing her dad to be that what she looks back on goes like, they're the teen years. Yeah. And that's what I've said to her. Which I want to spin it. I want to make it positive now. So let's have a happy life. It's only me and you, girl. So like, let's just get on. Like, let's just have a happy time. Like, there's only me, you, and the dog in the house. So I said, you know what I mean? I said, there's no one else. There's just us two.
Like, you can do whatever you want.
It's just in always. There's no one for us to bounce off if we just pissed each other off either. Do you know what I mean? I said, so let's hash it out. Let's talk it out, and like, let's move on away from it. She did this morning. She tried to throw one this morning. She got a cob on over what picture I chose for one of the frames. She didn't like it. And I just went, shut up. It's my house. I'll do what I want to be. Like, I'm paying for it, not you.
Sisters.
Do you know what I think? Because of a younger mum, so to speak, like I had a younger, like I think sometimes she sees me, and as she says that all the time. She's always saying, "I'm your mum. I'm not your best mate." And I go, "I know," but like obviously, like we still have an element of like a best friend in it. But I still am a mum where she's got to have a respect level type of thing. So, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like change the narrative now of what we've had the past year. I'm trying to turn it around and give her happier memories of these teen years, because you don't get them back, and that's what I said to you. You don't get this time back. No one does. So let's spin it. Let's make it positive and not negative.
And what? In about a year's time, you come back on the pod and it'll be like, yeah, well, like she got GCSE, she's done this.
I hope so.
She's doing this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
GCSEs are 14th.
I said a year.
2 years now.
However old she is.
But I'm not gonna, like, the one thing that I really liked about that, what you're saying there, was the core memories that you said.
Yeah.
It was not like, oh, let's go on like this big holiday or whatever. It's going like, oh, gonna be all that flashy. It was like sitting in the car and please don't say Taylor Swift comes on, but like blasting like the songs and just blaring it all out and all that, just going for it, windows down, people going, shut up now, you. And then in the kitchen, in the living room, whatever it is that you do, like where you're just dancing, you're trying to flip it over and she falls flat on her face, and then you fall over, and then the dog joins in. Like, they're the memories. I'm not saying I've done that with my mum and dad, like, but they're all the memories that you do remember because they're the little ones that stand out. I think like when someone goes like, what was it like in your house as a kid? Like, I wanted, like, the things I wanted to say is what, like, I'm not like, it's organic. I'm not like purposely like trying to have dance offs in the living room. Do you know what I mean? Like scheduling at 7 o'clock for this a dance off. Do you know what? I just think it's like I say, it's naturally there. But I think that's what I wanted to like reflect back on. Like, I wanted to go, yeah, our house was boss. It was this, it was that. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what me and my mum were like when we were growing up. Like, that's what I want it to be. Like, I don't want it to be like, I said, I don't want this to cement who you are and it become your personality trait, because who wants that? Like, let's take the negatives with the positives, but let's just make it more positive. So yeah, it sounds like you're the cool mum. It sounds like if she got with her mates or whatever, and they like go around, they go, oh, hey, Annalisa, mum, yeah, Annalisa, hey, Annalisa, we have another party in yours. Why? Because your ma's there.
Do you know what?
That was my ma, though. I think I'm just following my mum's footsteps. Really? Everyone loved my mum. So yeah, and she was like, yeah, have you mates around? Like, and I've got the same open door policy. I'm like, and I'll say to her, you doing stay to you so many mates want to stay, because I just think that's like what you want to do when you're a kid, don't you? You want all your mates around and you want to be able to just like do what you want within reason.
Do what you want.
Within reason.
Under my house.
Yeah, under my roof where I can see it.
But you know what that sounds like? That sounds like what all my mates were like with my dad.
Yeah, I can
like
see that
my
though,
mum and dad.
Yeah.
Like James, the lad who normally helps us out. He said to me not today, he said the other day in the footy group chat, he was like, yeah, but it's mad that everyone prefers Andy over you. And I was like, oh my God, that's fucking hard word, that, like, came straight back at him, like, but...
Sure them.
What? Get out. No, he's a cool dad. And to be honest, I've got nothing really more else to say, you know. Like, I don't want to like just feel like we're just rambling on just for the sake of rambling on.
Of course not.
Now you've done a good hour and a half.
That's solid. But is there anything else that you want to bring up?
No, I'm all good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, as long as it's been like a good pod.
Do you want to just do half an hour conspiracies? But Joe, have you got anything?
No, we're all good. That was a good pod, you know.
You sure?
I've asked my questions.
Oh, sad.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's fine. Well,
I'm glad.
I know. Well, Sian, how did you find it? Okay.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't think I was nervous for a good reason there.
No, you weren't. No. You came in chatting away anyway when I first met you. Oh.
Absolutely gabbed the back legs off you.
No, but what I'll do a pre-recorded ending as well, kind of thing, and do that. But I'm really happy today. I thought that was really good.
Good. Me too. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching today. We really hope that you have enjoyed it, and please remember, if you've got this far anyway, that if you're already not subscribed to us, or even following us on Spotify, actually, we never say that part, but if you're not subscribed, not following, please make sure that you do, and we will see you in the next episode for episode 18. Please keep loving, following, subscribing, everything. I might say these words a few times, but it is important. But please come back for next time, and we will see you there. So thank you for watching today, listening today, and goodbye.